you're probably working this one out if you're making inferences and interpretations as we go along, because we know that good thinking involves critical thinking, creative thinking, metacognitive thinking in one kind of unified dynamic and synergistic system. So there's not going to be a very clear distinction between metacognitive and cognitive strategies, because in a sense they blur into each other. But what we can say, and this is important from a pedagogic point of view, that we can think about the difference in terms of the main goal and purpose of the activity. Invariably, the whole process of good thinking is to build understanding and develop good memory systems. But cognitive strategies will be typically those strategies that involve different aspects of acquiring and processing information. So we could say that a cognitive or a learning strategy could be skim reading if we're looking at different information sources, books, articles, and we want to get information out that we need, and then we want to organize that information, so we might do some kind of concept map or mind map, and the idea is that that prepares the information, and then we may go on later to do some rehearsal review techniques to make sure we've got it in our long-term memory. So that's cognitive strategies, whereas metacognitive activities invariably are more about the regulation. So if I'm being metacognitive, I might be saying to myself, well, hold on a minute, have I effectively and efficiently gone about the business of acquiring information, and then have I now gone about the business of taking all that information and trying to get it into some kind of logical structure which I can then start to put into my long-term memory system? So you can see how these things are clearly interdependent. So good thinking is the ability to use good cognitive strategies, obviously, but to manage those different strategies in an orchestrated manner. Now that's a nice term, so that we get stuff into our long-term memory and are able to apply in real-world context. So here's a nice analogy. Put this in your long-term memory, the helicopter analogy. There's pieces of the jigsaw there. They're your cognitive strategies or learning strategies. Metacognition is the helicopter. It's going around looking at, well, are we putting these pieces together properly, effectively and efficiently? Hope that gets nicely into your long-term memory.